You have it backwards. The friends who stayed when you fell are not all the ones who love you. Some of them are the ones who needed you to stay down. Think about it. The moment you started to rise, you felt something. A pull, a cooling in the room, a joke that landed too sharp. You did not have a name for the feeling yet, so you brushed it off. Maybe you blamed yourself. Nietzsche wrote 3 chapters about this. We pretended he was being cruel. He was not. He was being early. Tonight, 5 signs. 5 quiet betrayals dressed up as loyalty. 5 people you have already met, possibly fed, possibly forgiven. Sign 3 is the one most people refuse to see, because admitting it means burning a name out of your phone before sunrise. Sit with this, because once you see it, you cannot unsee it. The first sign is the easiest to miss, because it looks like nothing. They simply get quieter. When your life was on fire, they were there. Daily texts, long calls, the patient voice on the other end of a bad night. You remember it. You still feel grateful. That gratitude is the rope. Then something shifts. You get the job. You sign the lease. You sleep through the night again. The messages thin out. The friend who once knew your every crisis cannot find the time. Marcus learned this at 34. 18 months of bankruptcy, and his childhood friend texted him every single morning. The week Marcus signed the lease on his new apartment, the text stopped. No fight, no conversation, just silence. Nietzsche wrote that pity is the practice of nihilism. Their care needed your collapse to survive. Take the collapse away, you take the bond. They did not lose interest in you. They lost interest in the version of you they could feel taller than. The second sign is more clever. They never let your worst day die. It comes out as a joke. A casual story at the dinner table. A small remark that lands a beat too long. The fired job, the breakup, the year you drank too much. They bring it up just often enough to keep it warm. Anna noticed it at 29. 3 years past the breakup that nearly broke her. New career, new peace. And her oldest friend still introduced her at parties with a small laugh about the man who walked away. 3 years. Same story. Different room. Nietzsche had a word for this. Resentment. The slow poison the weak carry against anyone who climbs out. The weak cannot lift themselves, so they pull the strong back down with memory. Your old wound is their leash. A real friend forgets your worst day. A pity friend keeps it bookmarked. And bookmarks are for things you plan to come back to. The third sign sounds like wisdom. That is what makes it dangerous. Do not get ahead of yourself. Be realistic. Slow down. Have you thought about a backup plan? Every sentence is a small rope, tied loosely around your ankle, so gentle you mistake it for love. Ask yourself one thing right now. When was the last time this person celebrated something good in your life without adding a warning at the end? If you cannot remember, that is your answer. Nietzsche wrote that when you gaze long into the abyss gazes back into you. The same is true of a friend who claims to worry for you. While you stare at them, they stare back, measuring, calculating how far you might go without them. Caution from a man who has never climbed is not wisdom. It is envy wearing a vest. Their ceiling is not your ceiling. Stop confusing the two. The fourth sign is quiet, but it answers a question you have been avoiding. Listen to your last 5 conversations with this friend. Really listen. What were they about? The boss you both hate. The ex who wronged you. The city gone downhill. Notice what is missing. Your future. Their future. A single sentence about where any of you are trying to go. The friendship was built on shared enemies, not on shared vision. David found this out at 41. Over coffee, he told his oldest friend he was finally going to write the book he had carried for a decade. His friend laughed once, too short, and changed the subject. They have met 14 times since. The book has never come up again. Nietzsche described the last man. The crowd that dreams small and punishes anyone who dreams larger, simply by refusing to hear him. 2 prisoners can become best friends by hating the same wall. Walk toward the door and watch the friendship die. This is the 5th sign, and this is the one most people tolerate for years, because it is dressed in the clothes of friendship, and it asks for help in the voice of love. Count the calls, count the messages from the last 12 months. How many came when you were tired, broken, generous, available? How many came when you were strong, busy, building, whole? Sit with that ratio. Do not look away from it. If they only appeared when you had something to give, they were never a friend. They were a harvest. Nietzsche called this slave morality. The weak rename their hunger as loyalty. They rename their envy as concern. They rename their leeching as love. And the strong, raised to be kind, swallow the new names and keep bleeding. You were never the friend in that arrangement. You were the resource. And resources do not get invited to the celebration. Now listen, this is the part that saves you. You do not need to cut everyone tonight. You do not need a speech. You do not need to send a single text. What you need is a mirror, and you already have one in your pocket. The next time you see this person, drop a small piece of good news into the conversation. A promotion, a trip, a book you started. Watch their face for the half second before the smile arrives. Watch where the conversation drifts within 2 minutes. The mirror does not lie. Nietzsche wrote, "In a friend one should have one's best enemy. A real friend can stand beside your strength, not only your weakness. Solitude for one season is not exile. It is the field where your real tribe, a tribe of risers, finds you." So here is the line you take with you tonight. The wound was not that they left when you fell. The wound was that they stayed. That is the reason you never finished rising. Read it again, slowly. Let it cut. If one of these 5 signs hit you harder than the others, drop the number in the comments. Just the number. We read every single one. And if you have not subscribed yet, do it before you close this video. Next week we name the type of person who turns your wins into their personal problem. You will recognize them in the first 30 seconds. You were never meant to be carried by people who needed you on the ground. You were meant to walk on your own legs. Start tonight.